Reverend Rosalind, Canadian-based Kenyan pastor, is facing the biggest deportation battle. This pastor she's found herself in a situation where the secret that she has been keeping has rocked the entire world. Pastor Rosalind and her two children, they arrived in Canada in 2000. She came in with two beautiful children. The first child is called Joycelyn, while the second one is called Pierre. She left Canada. She left Kenya for Canada. Before she came, she said that she was abused, detained, and she was subjected to all forms of persecution in her home country. She said the only way that she and her children's life will be saved is for them to run away from Kenya. She said the police, the authorities in Kenya, they have been complicit. They have failed to protect her and her two children. That if she remained in Kenya, that their life, they will be killed. They will be dead. She said the Kenyan authority, they have not done anything, that the police have been compromised, that the police have collected money from a powerful religious leader in Kenya. And these religious leaders, because they are working with the politicians, that their life are at risk. So they arrived in Canada. They sought asylum in Canada. They told the Canadian government that, look, the only way we can be alive is for you guys to protect us. Because the African government, African state, because the Canadian government asked them, why is it that you left all the way? There are other African countries close to Kenya. Why did you not go to those countries to seek asylum? Why do you have to come all the way to Canada to seek asylum? And that is when she said her life has been erased. Frank is my name. In case you see my face for the first time on this channel, we share content to inform and educate our audience. There is no substitute to information. Knowledge, they say, is power. If you know anyone who lives in the Western world, especially somebody who is planning to seek asylum, kindly ensure that they see this, because these ladies, as we are speaking right now, she is heading back to Nairobi. And by the time you find out why, you will be shocked. Let me know what your views are in the comment section, whether you have any sympathy. The sad reality of this case is that there are two beautiful children involved, 9 years old and 6 years old. These children, according to their mom, they grew up in Canada. They have no attachment to Kenya. Everything that they knew, it's based on what they learned in Canada. Their mom is even saying that, look, my children have no connection to Kenya at all. They speak English with Canadian accent. They have no cultural, emotional connection. Don't send these children back to Kenya, because if you send them back to Kenya, the people that chase us out of Kenya, they will still chase us again. This woman has said that she has built a life for herself in Canada. She is a pastor who is well respected in Canada, according to this pastor. When she arrived in Canada, sought asylum, she was given years in Canada to be working in Canada. She was not granted refugee status, but she was given work permit to live and work in Canada, pending the outcome of her application in Canada. Now, for anybody who has gone through the asylum route, when you seek asylum, the Canadian government or any of the government where you are seeking asylum, they will have to investigate what you told them. And the fact that this woman said she is a pastor, that gave some credibility, because they thought, oh, a pastor will never lie. Whatever a pastor says must be plausible, because the pastor is supposed to be someone who is morally upright. They believed the pastor's account initially. However, she didn't mention anything about her husband. She just said, I'm a mother of 2 children. We need to seek asylum because they will kill us if we return back to Canada. It's okay. They gave her the right to be working in Canada. This lady, if you are seeking asylum, if you're watching this video now, you are thinking of moving abroad, or you're already abroad and you're thinking, maybe I need to seek asylum for whatever reasons. Before you seek asylum, you have to make sure that whatever you are saying, the reason why you are fleeing from your home country, you have to make sure that you can back up whatever you are saying. If you say to the authorities, my life is at risk because of I am involved in politics, or because of my gender, or because of my sexuality. In my country, I am homosexual. If I go back, they will kill me because in my country, we do not allow. Whatever you tell them, you have to be able to back it up. This pastor, she went to Canada and she told them that she's fleeing persecution. When the Canadian authorities started digging into the investigation, whether she never thought that whatever she told them that they will go and unpick, whether she's telling the truth or not, I don't know. This is why it is absolutely important that anything you're doing when it comes to traveling, you sought advice from people that know more than you. This lady went to the hearing 2 days ago. As soon as she went to the hearing, you're going to hear now what happened when she went to the hearing.
We turn to a devastating development for a pastor and her 2 children fighting deportation to Kenya.
This afternoon, her appeal was denied. Tonight, she and her family are being held in a detention center. Her supporters praying for a last-minute reprieve so she can stay. CTV's John Musselman joins us live with the story. John.
And Raheem, that looks like the only option right now to prevent them from going back to Kenya. As you mentioned, they are in detention tonight. The flight goes out tomorrow. Reverend Rosalind Wanyeki and her 2 children walked into a hearing today at the Canada Border Services Agency office in Mississauga. They did not walk out. Her request to defer a deportation order back to Kenya has been denied. She and her 2 daughters, aged 9 and 6, have been detained. The family must leave the country tomorrow. We spoke to her in a telephone call from inside the detention center. She says her children are frightened, scared, and don't understand what is happening.
Of course, they started crying immediately. We were told that we are not going out of the CBSA. So I had to calm them down.
Also not forgetting the trauma itself, what she's dealing with right now, the children themselves, the trauma they're dealing with right now, and the fragility of their age as well, that they have to kind of process all this all by themselves. They don't even understand what's going on, but they know they are at risk.
These documents obtained by CTV News show the flight leaving Pearson at 10:45 a.m. Wanyeki, known to many as Reverend Hadassah, came to Canada in 2020 with her young children. They say they were forced to flee persecution from a powerful church leader in Nairobi. Over the past 5 years, the family has created a life in Toronto. Wanyeki leads a ministry and her children attend West Hill Public School.
The community is grieving. We're calling on the immigration minister now and the public safety minister to step in. This is the only thing that can be done now.
Both their refugee claim and application for permanent residency under humanitarian and compassionate grounds have been denied. We reached out to both Immigration and Canadian Border Services. They won't speak to specific cases, citing privacy. Quote, we require written consent from individuals before we can disclose information about their cases to the media. A spokesperson for Canada Border Services Agency wrote, quote, the agency carries out removals based on a risk management regime. There are multiple steps built into the process to ensure procedural fairness, and the CBSA only actions a removal order once all legal avenues of recourse that can stay a removal have been exhausted.
So as you heard there, the pastor went to the hearing. As soon as she went to the hearing, she did not come back with her 2 children. The reason the Canadian government are now saying that they are deporting Pastor Rosalind and her 2 children back to Kenya is that what she told the Canadian authority, their investigation has shown that her account is not plausible. And people are now saying that why would the pastor lie? That they said the pastor lied. There's no evidence to support what the pastor is saying, that in Kenya, that her life was at risk. Let me know what your views are. Do you know Pastor Rosalind? Are you from Kenya? Do you think that it is fair for this woman who has lived in Canada for more than 5.5 years to be sent back to Kenya, especially knowing full well that she has 2 children who have little or no connection to Kenya? One of the lessons that you can take away from this story, if you're seeking asylum, always make sure that you do your homework well. If you know anyone that will benefit from this video, kindly share so that they can learn. Don't forget to give this a like.